Now, is there, okay, man, there's 0 people here, and I know that ain't true. I know that there's more than 0.
You're live on YouTube.
I don't think I am.
You know what? I'm going to go check it and make sure.
Okay, now it says 2. Okay. Yeah, we got it.
Okay. Yeah, there's people showing up.
Wolf, don't man, crap. Would you stop? Don't do that again.
All right, there it is. It's showing
Monica,
on YouTube.
Hang on, Monica. See, we can do this. There you go, Monica. And there's Lily Ways. How you doing? Got it. Monica says, "Hey, Wolf. Wolf. Hey." Monica says hello. He sends it back to you, Monica. Koslu. Cool name. 13. See, 13 people. This is growing now at a rate that I enjoy. Because now I'm not ready to kill folks. And I was earlier. I was there. All right. You know what? Both can be watched. I don't know that I would necessarily watch my last one. I was kind of going through some stuff, but honestly. All right, 16. Yeah. Okay, so I think that what we're going to do is I got a lot of points here that I kind of went over a lot of them. Hey, Peter Hardy, man. Glad you're here from the UK. I really am, man. I like, we get a few people from the UK, and I definitely enjoy that. Oh, by the way, everybody, if Greeno is to chat, it's going to come off as me. It's going to say Michael Cat. But he's going to put Greeno at the front of it so you know it's from him. All right. Yeah, just like that. So if it says Michael Cat Greeno, that's Greeno talking. If I type it, it'll just say Michael Cat. And you'll see my fingers moving here. All right. So I say that we go directly, just go right into question and answer. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's really good to have you take thing right after I say that. So if there is any questions, and please don't make this a bad day for me. I need some questions here. Because this has been a mess. It's been 3 days setting up.
There you go. There's a question.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of cameras between. But it's speculative as to where he was going. I know that the route is there to go to his brother's house. I feel that he went to Delphi and returned back to St. Louis that evening if his wife was telling the truth. So if he had left from Delphi going back to St. Louis, he would have had to take 25 back into Lafayette. So, yeah, there would have been cameras in Lafayette. Now, and it's really a good question to bring up because they could then go back once they knew his car and relook at those and then find the perpetrator. You see what I mean? They didn't know who it was at first, but once that they had that guy narrowed down and knew who it was, then they could go back, look for that car, and go, yeah, we got him. There he is. I'm positive that they do. I know that they don't, that like a place that has a camera outside, it isn't going to stay on there for long, and they only keep that like maybe so long if nothing had occurred. But the cameras that law enforcement did get, and I'm sure that they got them from going into Logansport and Lafayette. Mm-hmm. So I think that the ones that they had, they could then narrow that down as to who it was in the right vehicle.
Yeah, they definitely could.
Lou, it will probably, and this is my thoughts, be at about January of 2021, because his case will end in October of 2020. And then after he's convicted, Then he's got to go get his DOC number. That's when they can go talk to him, and that's when charges will be filed. It could be as late as February of 2021, but that's when we will hear from it. Well, the wife didn't give an alibi. I mean, understand, she was covering what she remembered. Now, if that was an alibi to say that that's what she remembered, okay, fine. But the point that I make is that, yeah, if he left from Delphi at 3 o'clock Eastern time, now it's a 4.5-hour drive home from Delphi. So, but he's going from Eastern time into Central time, so you lose an hour. Now, while it's 4.5-hour drive, you still lose 1 hour on the clock. So he would have been home by probably 6:30, maybe a little earlier if he was going quick. And we know that he likes to drive fast. So yeah, he could have definitely made a dinner date with these lady that night and would not have been missed. Yeah, it is. It's a very long wait. It's an extremely long wait. But I can tell you right now that it won't come out before then. It will not. Because he is the suspect. I mean, there is no other suspect. There's no one who fits all this, man. Yes, exactly, Leslie. She came across him beforehand, before the murders. And I speculate that the way that occurred, because the way I feel is that the suspect was there, but he didn't want to be seen. He didn't want his face seen. You know, he was trying to just hike the trail, stay out of eyesight. I think that with her dogs and everything, she had just like, you know, he looked up, seen her walking toward him. He couldn't turn around and walk away, which would look suspicious. So I think that what happened was she had walked up, hey, how you doing? Yeah, nice day, beautiful day, blah, 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 so on, so on. Talked for a minute and went about her way. Exactly. But that was before the murders. But after the murders, when he was leaving, that's when Flannel Shirt was coming down the trail, the 501, and the suspect was walking out. So he's seen him after the murders. Now, if the next question is, did he appear wet? Because that's normally what it, well, didn't he look like he just got it? No, because denim will dry and it doesn't necessarily, it's not fully dry, but you can't really tell like a cut comparison to where it was wet to where it was dry. Actually, after about 10 minutes.
You know what? I've got footage of that.
Do what?
I've got footage of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like film the dude's pants wet and you can't even tell they're wet. They just look like dark jeans.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And again, I mean, if it was, and we're figuring it would have been over a half hour after he had crossed that creek.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you wouldn't have really noticed where his pants was wet. So, oh, it's definitely creepy. No, there is not, Pearl, and nor would we. We would never talk to him about that because law enforcement said, dude, don't. And that's why I didn't want his name out there. That's why I said everybody's going to reach him. Everybody's going to, you know, because that's what the guy don't want. I wouldn't even mention his name, but hey, that's not me. That's another guy.
Yorkshire. The dog woman did not provide the sketch for the younger looking dude. She provided the sketch for the older looking guy, the first sketch, because if you go and watch that press conference when they released that first sketch, Kim Riley even says so. We had an individual that was hesitant to come forward. She's scared that the suspect may be able to identify her. They've come up with this right here. So both her and Flannel Shirt Guy came up with the older looking sketch. Not this. No one knew about this younger looking sketch until it was released.
You know what? I do want to point this out because I read it today. And I think it was, man, wait, you know what? I can't really quote that. I really can't. I wish that I could because it did relate to that. Because the first sketch, they was saying where I had read, no, we got this from the individuals that saw him. This is the man that we know is Bridge Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, two people saw him. How can they turn around, show a younger photo and go, well, this is the real sketch. The other one wasn't a real sketch. It came from the same two people that would have had to agree over the course of 3 months. Yeah, that looks like the guy I saw. Well, the second sketch doesn't look like the first sketch at all.
Not at all.
You know, and how can they go, oh, it ain't the same guy? It's well, what they do? See two suspects? That's where I'm drawing BS completely. Because that first sketch was real. The second one doesn't look like my suspect. And that's what they want. That's how they change it. As soon as they know, okay, that's the sketch of this guy. People can clearly see that. We don't want it. Change the sketch. Gotcha. Make a generic one. He's younger. We're giving older information. Ready, go, because we're ending the investigation right here. It is a red herring. Exactly, Monica.
Oh, and Leslie. Okay, so the photo that Libby took of Abby, it's strange BG wasn't seen in the background. Do you think he could see that far to tell she was taking a picture and waited? You know what? Yes, you can see that far, because when you're standing back there, quite a ways back, you can see all the way to the south end of the bridge if there's no leaves on the trees. You can see far. So he was waiting for them to get across. I don't think he was waiting on them to stop taking the picture. He was waiting for them to get far enough across to where he could get him off that and out of there. Because think about it. If they just all of a sudden just lay down on the bridge, he would have a hell of a time getting them off the middle of the bridge.
Yeah.
So, you know, before someone could come. So he wanted them to that far end.
Also on that, if you're at the bench, which is where he's talking about, you know, the trees are there and you're not really going to see that. But right there at the bend, he could see back behind him on the 501 to see if anybody's coming that direction. And also he waited for them to get to the south side so that he could look behind him and say, nobody's coming. I had time to get across that bridge and get over there and get them down the other side before anyone arrives. See where I'm at?
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't really sound incredible. I mean, it seems more likely. I mean, if you're there to commit such a crime like that, you definitely don't want busted.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want busted at all.
Could you make us bigger there?
Yeah, I'm trying to change a couple things.
Okay, well, you say so fast, but the real point to that, Monica, is we don't know. I reached Sheriff Lesenby concerning the timestamp of when the guy got over there, and he would not give that to me. We don't know how long it took them to like walk from the middle of the bridge over to the south side, and then he had to start from the other side. So I'm positive that he was trying to walk quickly.
Which takes, I mean, we've tried to walk as fast as we possibly could. Fastest I was able to make across it without any mistakes, 4 minutes.
Hang on. Did you ever cross it and make a mistake that I unheard of?
Well, I mean, like without, you know, you can trip easily.
Ah!
Yeah, you know what you about did in that video with Tony?
Me?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a part when we're down there, kind of by the fork tree, and we're talking, and all of a sudden you hit your foot on that side of the side piece of wood, and you're like, ooh. And Tony, wall, you know.
Well, it's
Tony almost fell.
Man, you go like, oh shit, that's 70 feet down. Oh no, man, I don't want a part of that. I probably wouldn't remember the landing. How you doing, Carnation? Yeah, well, yeah, we have walked it. In fact, I'm going to say that Greeno and I have become quite proficient at crossing that bridge. In fact, I would say right off the top of my head that we could have walked across that at a quicker pace than the suspect could have.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Lily. It's 501 steps from the secondary entrance to the bridge. And I think that the other one, it's 505, which is almost identical, but it goes down by the water, does it not?
Yeah.
Like, on the right-hand side of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
The 505. But at the 505, because I think that less people walk the 505, I think that the suspect was down on the 505, maybe at the bench at the secondary entrance. That way you could see people coming in from Freedom Bridge and the secondary entrance and see if they was walking toward the railroad bridge. And I think that that's where he seen him come in at, because he was trying to stay out of sight. You know, if he was out there and there was 40 kids and everybody's seen him, it would been quite a different case. Quite different. He would have been arrested way off.
Yeah. Okay.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. I know what you're talking about. There's a picture of a guy that was at the press conference that he's got a mustache. He's got his hands in his pockets. I mean,
Well, I bring up Jack because I just met a dog the other day named Jack. Really good guy, man. He was really good. I brought him in, gave him a sandwich, for real. Gave him a bologna sandwich. Him and Wolf split it. And his name was Jack, which is odd because I was calling him JoJo for no reason. It just sounded like a good name for a dog I didn't know. But when we found his owner, they were like, you know, his name is Jack. And I'm like, get out. Really good. Not comparing to a dog. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it just reminded me. I go off on stuff rather easy.
And okay, cranberries. Okay, so if you're looking at a photo that has a barn that has flowers in it where people said this crime had committed, that is not Ron Logan's property. It's actually the Mears property, but it sits across the road from Ron's. If you're standing on Ron's front porch looking out of his house, across the road, there's like a couple silos and there's a barn there. That's where people are claiming that everything happened. But the suspect would not take the girls down the bridge or down the hill, across the creek, up Ron Logan's property, through his horse pasture or the cemetery, across the street from his house to this barn, and then take them all the way back. That nobody would ever do anything like that.
No, so, and I do want to point out that was on Robert Lindsay's channel, was it not?
Exactly. Yeah, Robert Lindsay made that stuff up. And someone put flowers in the barn, you know what I mean? And because he had said that, and then someone went out there and put flowers in the barn, took a picture, and then people started thinking that that's legit, you know. And for the people who don't know about it, it's a distance, like from where they were found all the way up to that barn across. It's a distance just to Ron's house.
Yeah,
there's no way that anything like that would occur.
Now, when I had read that, I mean, that was like my thought exactly. It's like, why would he abduct him over here on a trail, take him across the road to a person's property in a barn and do that, and, you know, and then take him back? It's like, no, it's stupid. It made no sense at all. None. It still don't.
Yeah.
Because where they was found, that was the crime scene. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. That's exactly where it all happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to answer that for the bazillionth time. Here's why. Please listen. To end the investigation, because they can't tell us anything, okay? They can't tell the media, yeah, we got the guy's DNA. Well, what did he say? He didn't say anything. We just got his DNA. Can you tell us anything? Yeah, we can talk about our investigation all day long, but you know what? We're not going to until we can talk to the guy. Thank you. That's why. Please don't ask that question again, anybody. If they know it's Thomas Bruce, then why are they doing it? Well, I'll tell you why, because he's in a St. Louis jail. They can't go talk to him. It's that simple. It really is. It is not an imaginary trick of the mind to pull one on somebody, because that's real. Does anybody remember Daniel Nations? They went out to Colorado to talk to him. His public defender said, nope, you ain't talking to him. All right, bye. We'll extradite him. Okay, and they waited a while, and they extradited him back here. Went right down and talked to him, and then he was no longer a suspect. There it is. But when he's down there with the public defender, guess who can't go talk to him? Indiana or Evansdale, either one. But after he's in there and his case is over, then yes. Once he gets that DOC number, they'll be right down in there, and you'll hear about charges at that time, I assure you.
Yeah. How long we think that he spent at the kill area? Well, from the time we estimated to be about 2:21 or something like that, when he takes them over to the creek or across the creek, and then he's seen at 2:47. So it's like, I don't know, we said anywhere from 17 to 21 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you know, right there. Well, actually, it would have been maybe a little bit less time than that because of the 7-minute walk, you know?
Right. Now, Greeno had walked that, and, you know, we got the time on it. And that was one reason that we kind of like reduced that off the time from when he was seen, and the walk on from the 5:01. So yeah, we kind of reduced that down to, and I thought it was like 17 to 22 minutes, depending.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
What?
He wants to know, Greeno, what are your thoughts and opinions on Bruce Carnation?
Okay, I see it. Like I said, I will never ever say if I have a suspect or not anymore. But I think that everything really points to Bruce being a very possible person to be the suspect. But I also said that about Daniel Nations. Okay. And I really felt he was the guy at the time. But like I said, I did not do any of the research into Thomas Bruce. He did. Okay. He did all the research while I was gone. And he's the one that's pulled up everything. Okay. And so,
well, I think that he wanted to know just basically what your thoughts were now on it.
well, yeah, I mean, I can see that everything would point to him being the person. The only thing that confuses me, and I think I said this last time, is why did they hold this new press conference, and why did they release this sketch, and why are they saying the things that they're saying? You know what I mean? Like, because if they come out and they say Thomas Bruce is the Delphi murder suspect, then I'm going to say, okay, well, he was in custody in November 2018, and you're coming in April giving these people all false hope about some new sketch and all this other crazy crap. That's crap, because that's misleading. And me being a citizen of Delphi and from here, that pisses me off. You know, and it should piss anybody else off if they know who the person is and then they're not telling, and they're purposely releasing information that would throw everybody off and make them start going on a witch hunt and tipping in other people that look like this young sketch for no reason. That's causing an undue hardship in people's lives that doesn't even need to be caused.
George Batty, thank you very much. Sabrina, I don't think that he had blood on his clothes. I don't. But then again, I mean, like, it's kind of insinuating he had blood on his clothes. I don't think that he like got all bloodied up. It wasn't. I don't think he went in like a psycho or anything like that. I think it was more meticulated the way that he had did it. Truth Only, thank you very much.
Yeah, and you know what, the blood thing, people keep insinuating that this is some gory slashing that happened, and that may not even be the case. People, what if he strangled them? What if he hit him in the head with blunt force trauma? We don't know any of that stuff, but you can't just go with that there's all this crazy stuff. But some of the statements made by law enforcement does make you think that.
T. Yes, thank you. It was T. T's the one I was talking to.
Okay.
But if you can send that to me, T, that would be very appreciated. Send it to my email, mrcat420@gmail.com. Mr. WKAT. No, I haven't. I wouldn't. I mean, if I did, it probably wouldn't take long. Yeah, Carnation. That was the whole of this video. And allow me to explain, because I started this an hour ago. And what I had was 27 points of interest right here, all typed out with pictures and everything. Was reading them. I started going through. And you know what? There was only a handful of people here. You know me. I need Valium. I need Valium bad because I get easily angry.
But you know what? There's 62 here now.
Yeah, thank all of you guys, man. You guys rock.
We think we found the solution. Tell them what you thought the problem was.
Yeah, okay, look. It goes like this. I had set up my live stream earlier today on YouTube. And I went there and set that up with the thumbnail that he sent me, which was awesome, by the way. So I went and set that up, and then he says, well, okay, delete the first one. That way people will show up to the one here. I'm like, so I went to YouTube and tried to delete it. I couldn't delete it. There was no way to delete it. So I said, okay, man, I'll change the title to "This is not the live video. Please go to my channel and look for the live." But what it did was it changed the title of the video we was doing here to that, and nobody was showing up, man. Nobody. So once we noticed that, I'm like, oh, crap. All right, let's redo this, because this was 3 days worth of work to set this up. And it was a real steel-toed kick to the balls. It really was. It angered me hard.
Okay, so it says, I can't help but wonder why he killed
you, Andy.
in Missouri the way he did in the end. Did he just give up and get tired of killing? You know what? We've talked about this a lot, was that If he was watching, and he was watching our channels, because whoever did, go ahead.
If you are here on this, please do not like navigate into Neverland. I don't give a piss ass about Erskine, period. And I thank you for your comment, but I don't want to deviate of what we're talking about. Okay, go ahead, Gordon. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hold on, I had to read the comment again. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, okay. So, okay, the thing about killing in Missouri. Okay, so whoever had committed this crime, if before anybody came out, if you had committed the crime, you would have been watching everything that come out about you. Every news, every YouTuber, every Facebook post, you'd probably be in these groups. You would probably be watching everything that comes out. That being said, we reached out to CC Moore, okay, because of the April Tinsley case after 30 years was solved by the DNA thing through Ancestry, the Golden State Killer. All these cases were becoming national attention, saying, look, this is what's getting ready to happen. Yeah, I seen that. I was getting ready to pull that up. If you had that picture of her up there.
Is it there?
Yeah, it's there. All
Okay.
right. Yeah. Okay, so that is CC Moore right there. And she's a genetic genealogist. And what she does is she works with GEDmatch. She's Parabon Nanolabs. And she analyzes the DNA at a crime scene to be able to track down to if the person's never committed a crime before or their DNA is not in a database, she can go find people who's uploaded their DNA into this system and track them down and reverse engineer the DNA to find out who that person may be. Well, we was talking about, okay, we talked to CC Moore and she's getting in contact with law enforcement and they're going to be tracking the suspect down at any time. If he saw that, he probably thought, I'm hit,
Yeah.
like I'm hit. Okay. So you know what? We're going to take care of this and go out there and just commit a brazen crime like that.
Thank you, T. Can you both hear each other, please? Yeah, we can hear each other.
Yeah, we can hear each other.
No, I do not watch Gray Use. I don't watch any channel. I really don't watch. I watch Incognito Society, Greeno. That would be it. Thank you, T. I will check that out. And what was that in Clark County? In what state?
Clark County, Indiana. Hey, Randy, what's up?
Okay.
Clark County, that's all the way down south.
Now Clark County, that is up Chicago.
No, that's all the way down south.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's one of the most southern counties there is.
Yeah, I seen those photos and I seen what they was talking about, but it's actually worse than the bridge guy photos. I mean, it's so pixelated and everything. It's one of those things where you can look at it and go, oh, look, there's a puppy dog over here. And there's, because you can make anything out of it. You really can. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying that it isn't, though. I'm not stating that. But what I'm saying is that the pictures that I saw were very pixelated. And people are saying this is this is that. But if I can't look at it and really determine that it's real, I usually don't put too much into it. And I don't really talk much on it.
Yeah, because you really can't determine if it's real or not. You know what I mean? Like, because it's too far pixelated. That picture that it came from a helicopter footage and it's been zoomed in so much into an area of the woods to where it looks like anything.
GH?
Gray hues.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine. You know, hey, he's welcome to come here, but I mean, if you're trying to be a douchebag, you're going to get the exit, and I don't care who it is. Just won't have it.
Yeah, Leslie, I think that if he was talking in jail, it would leak out, and someone would tell on him, because you know what? Someone in there would tell on that if someone said something like that.
He's in solitary without a razor. They got him held in private. I mean, I'm telling you right now, he's like suicide watch the whole nine. He isn't in there in population.
Yeah, and no, Jack, the flannel shirt guy is not the bridge guy. You I can tell that you're very new to this.
Yeah, quite.
And, let me just show you a picture of him. Okay. Let me show you a picture of the flannel shirt guy. You'll be like, okay, yeah, that's not the dude at all.
What you got the one? Yeah, I can tell by the photo of it.
Can you tell? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it right there. I was going to go like, okay, yep, I know it. That's where we was at.
Okay. All right, so here he is. So this is actually a small little video, but there he is. There's the flannel shirt guy wearing the flannel shirt.
Yeah.
And the bridge guy, close to the bridge guy hat. But no, that is not the dude right there at all.
Oh yeah, if you see a troll, send them on. Send them on.
Yeah.
No, and besides that, I don't know how old flannel shirt guy is, but I'm not thinking that he'd be out there like going across it. Well, and again, you know, he was the guy that had seen him leaving. So believe me, he was definitely investigated by the FBI right up front.
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Let me kind of look this over as I kind of threw it after the first time. Easily upset. Does anybody have a volume? Anybody? See, because, yeah, man, I have like all kinds of points. And you know what? 3 days. 3 days, because I got to redo all of this. All of it. I have to redo it. You know, because it was 3 days in setting up, getting the pictures just right, where I could sit here, man, and go through each point, click, 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 go to comments, man, get questions. It was fantastic, people. It was beautiful. Oh, wait. Oh, go back to the last one.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I was kind of reading that.
All right there.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, exit off that.
Okay.
I didn't know he was mentioning that, dude.
Yeah. Okay. None of these enhancements are real, people. Like, you can't enhance the photo of the suspect. You can't. No one can. If the FBI and all these other companies can't do it, nobody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or wherever the hell you're watching from can do it. No
one can, people.
No one can. And I've even got the sheriff on interview saying that. Yeah, that's not supported by law enforcement at all. That's just creating confusion. It's taking us down an avenue that we don't even want to go down. Okay, all they're doing is taking people's faces and photoshopping them onto the suspect and then trying to make it even more pixely. But you can still kind of see the person's face, like Mike Patty. Put Mike Patty's face on there, then pixelate it a little bit, and people are going, oh my God, it's Mike Patty. It's not.
Andy actually harbors a joke. He wrote a book to describe what a joke he is. I don't know if you guys know that. I think 5 people bought it, and all 5 were very upset. Yeah, TV is creepy. And again, I think it's his personality. Everybody, literally. I mean, that talked about him was like, yeah, he's such a nice, friendly guy. He was so loving and caring. Everybody, nobody, I mean, no one in this case is like, oh yeah, he was kind of a weird guy, always kept to himself. That wasn't him at all, man. These people was like quite the opposite. But then you look at that from a Christian pastor and him being like that to the murders or the Catholic supply store where it's sodomy, 2 cases of sodomy. It's like, what? Like, how could this guy become that guy? And I believe it's the alcohol. I do. I think that the alcohol had like kind of hit that courage. I think he had inner demons. I think after the first one, it became a trigger, you know, and I think that the loss of his job the second time. But again, I think that the reversible dates between Evansdale and Delphi, it really points to a pre-planned action in Delphi. Yeah, he kind of does. And I think that Greeno can really touch upon that a little better than I, because I didn't turn Sheriff Lesenby in. Greeno, would you like to cover that question?
I didn't see which one it was. I was clicking on the other thing. Okay, right there. Bruce has a mustache similar to Lesenby when he's on the bridge. Okay. Hi, Tobe.
Hey!
I know you're watching. You're subscribed.
Hey, Holman's watching.
Yeah,
Holman,
hey,
this is one of my videos.
You're watching today, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to you guys. You know, keep protecting and serving us.
Law enforcement.
Law enforcement.
Hell yeah. Nah, man. I give law enforcement a hard time because they arrest people on a victimless crime. I think that that's treasonous. And I think that any law enforcement officer that regards himself as a Christian and goes arrest somebody outside of common law is committing 2 forms of treason and will likely burn in hell. I am an American. I love freedom. And when we can't have it because of law enforcement, that makes them the enemy of the people. Am I working for a reward? I think you can tell by that comment. Hell no, I'm not. Because they'll make sure I don't get any reward.
What's crazy is how he was a pastor.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what? That's exactly what I was saying in some of these videos. The video that I made that just came out right before his incident like happened or whatever. At the end of that video, I think it was just another bridge walk with Jess and Marcus. My friend, my cousin Marcus was interviewing me, and he was saying things. And I said, you know what? I think people are looking into the wrong direction, because Kim Riley said, the person never committed a crime before. We need to start looking at people who never committed a crime before. And the things I said was maybe law enforcement, public officials, or maybe it's that guy at church that you see every week. The person that you suspect.
I wanted to cover this real quick. Was you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. He wanted to know if the Catholic supply stores that was at 2:30 was, and Delphi was at 3:20. It wasn't. It was actually at about 2.
About 2:30 almost.
About 2, yeah, in that area. But Evansdale happened at about 1 p.m. Now, all of them were midday at approximate same time. All of them were brazen. And again, I mean, that's just more, it's more circumstances that point to the guy I'm talking about, you know, with the alcohol. He wasn't at work. He had lost 2 jobs, one at Schnucks, and that was in June. Dig the day. June of 2012, he lost that job. In July of 2012, Evansdale. Now, he had filed bankruptcy in January of 2017, resigned from his job shortly after in January, and in February of 2017, Delphi happens. In each case, 1 month after he lost his job. You dress like bridge guy, looks like the sketch. He had never committed a crime before. I mean, yeah, the circumstances are big. The circumstances are there. Okay, hang on. I got to go cover this up because what's going to dig a hole through my couch? Man, quit doing that. I told you, man. It's not going to come here. You know, here. Okay, you know what? I'll cover you. Here, sit back. All right. Wait, how much does he look like the sketch? He looks this much like the sketch. The sketch was for him. It was made to be him. That's why.
Yeah, and people are like, well, where'd this second sketch come from? Okay, so the younger dude.
Can you take it? Can you repeat it? Do you know what to say?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Whether he believes it or not, give it to him.
A recap. When all we had was a picture of the bridge guy for the first 5 months of the investigation. July 17th, 2017, they came out with the sketch, the one that he just showed you, the older looking guy. Okay. And you know what? Let me pull it up because I got it right here. Okay, so July in 2017, they come up with. Sorry, give me just a moment. All right, right there. Okay, so in July 2017, they come up with this sketch right here. And they said this sketch was derived off witnesses who saw the person. One of them who saw him leaving. That would be the flannel shirt guy. The other person that saw him is the lady with the dogs. Okay, she saw him before the two people gave the same description. So the lady who saw him with the dog, who had the dogs, saw him before the crime had happened. The flannel shirt guy saw him after. He was wearing the exact same clothing, the blue coat, the light colored pants, the hat or whatever he had on. They both seen him. This came out. Now, in April of 2019, so April of this year, they come out and they say, forget this sketch. This guy is no longer a person of interest in the case. We want you to look at this guy right here because he is the person that you see on the high bridge. Okay. Now
that is what they said.
Yeah.
This is the man that's on the high bridge. This is a sketch of his face.
Yep.
Now, when the FBI determines that over 3.5 months from two people that seen him, then you know that it's real. They didn't mess that up any. But to come out 2 years and 2 months later and go, yeah, that ain't the guy, man, this is. Well, only two people seen him. How did the FBI get so confused?
Exactly.
Yeah, it don't happen.
And then they come out and they said, okay, it's not the same person, but this sketch that you're looking at on the screen right here was actually drawn 3 days after the murders happened. So my question is this: if this was drawn 3 days after the murders happened, why didn't they release that picture first to us and say, this is the guy that we're looking for, not waste our time for 2 years and say, this is the guy, and then all of a sudden come out and say, you know what, forget that guy. He's no longer a person of interest. Just forget about him. This younger guy, who we actually thought was the person first, is the suspect. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's confusing, and they're just throwing everybody for a loop.
Well, again, how can they say that this guy is not the guy we're looking for now when only two people seen him and both of them agreed that that's him?
Exactly.
Again, another thing I want to point out is that guy right there's got a hat on just like mine. That is the hat that he was wearing. Neither person seen him without that hat on. Now, the second sketch, no hat. None. No hat. Explain that. You can't. There ain't no way. They didn't see his hair. They don't know what his hair up here looked like. He had a hat on.
Yeah. He had a hat on. You can tell that. And you know what? Back in the day when we was looking at this, before we actually seen the video or anything like that, we was saying, is that a hat or is that hair?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because you could not tell when you're looking at those two pixelations. In one, he looks like a fatter dude, and the other one, he looks like a skinny dude.
Yeah. You know? In one, he looks like he has a fat bald face, and the other, man, it looks like he's got like a mustache, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the pixelations. And then people are looking at that with the pixelations saying he's holding a puppy dog. One guy, he's wearing a 1972 Elvis World Tour shirt. People, you can see anything in pixelations. And that's what I brought up to Doug Carter at the first year press conference. You're expecting people to recognize him in a pixelated image that's been around the world 3 times and nobody knows. Well, that's really good. But we think we got what we, you know, because they wasn't going to release anything else. Well, the simple fact is he did have a hat on. Even though it looks like hair in the one, it was a hat. And it was a hat similar to the one that he was holding and that I got on.
Yeah.
So, yes, being that they didn't see him without that, and I can tell you right now, law enforcement, they know this. They know that you'll listen to them and take it word for word as they say it. They know you won't go fact check them. They know you don't understand the facts of this case. They know that. And that's how they can play it like this. Me, Greeno, there ain't a fact of this case we don't know. There isn't. I don't know. There is not a soul out there that knows this case outside of law enforcement the way that we do.
Yeah, because we've talked to everybody in person. You know what I mean?
We studied everything that was wrote, everything law enforcement said from the beginning to the end, every press conference, every interview, every article, everything stated.
Yeah, every picture, the people who claimed to be there at the time, talked to searchers. We talked to all the law enforcement people. We was there at the press conferences. You know what I mean? It's like,
well,
what?
I wasn't there at the second year press conference. They stopped me at the door and said, "Oh, hell no, you don't. You are not coming in." They did not want me to mention the name Thomas Bruce. And they knew what I was going to do because I had mentioned it in my prior videos before going. What my questions would be. They said, "Nope, we're having this at the courthouse so we can stop him."
Yeah.
And that's what it amounted to. And I'm telling you right now, it was to make sure I didn't get in. But they're like, nobody can go in. Now, the whole thing was they didn't care if somebody else went in. They didn't want me in there because they knew my question. And Holman got like, up in my face about it. And stated to me, "You said one of your videos, you was going to get the Delphi reward money." I said, "I never said no such thing." I said, "I never said that in one video, not one video." I said that I may get a piece of the $27,000 from Evansdale. But thanks for letting me know you watch my channel, pal. It's good to know that the FBI views my channel. It really says something that I must be saying the things correctly. I'm pretty sure that they're not happy about me talking about the case and letting people know.
Yeah.
They go, "Yeah, but if everybody starts sharing that out, then what?" Which, and look, man, I am not, I'm not doing this to, because of any anger at law enforcement. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I was doing the same as a lot of you were, was looking into this case for a long time. And I stated back on my old channel that there wasn't anybody that was going to get that FBI reward money. That FBI reward money is there to get tips. That's it. After the case, man, they hand that out above the FBI. The only way somebody could get the FBI reward money on Delphi is to know who did it. Give them the information to get that person arrested. The information would also have to lead to an indictment and a conviction before you could get that money. No one had did that. And when we heard about TB, he was arrested in St. Louis, and their law enforcement had already called Carroll County. What that says is it don't matter if you called that guy's name in. After the fact, they had done muddied it. They had done released his name. He was already under arrest. So nobody could call up and give them information that would lead to getting $250,000, which is, at least to my thought, FBI vacation money after the case is over. Because they're not going to hand that out.
Local police department.
And if they do hand it out, it ain't going to be to anybody that actually send a name in. It'll be one of the good friends that gives a handshake like this. Because it's the FBI, it's federal. The federal government don't hand out money, they take it. Now you know. But the Evansdale reward money, which is now at $50,000, that can be obtained because it is from the citizens. Although the citizens will go by what their local law enforcement says. "Oh, this guy did it. Oh, here you go. Oh, hey, man, remember when you called me right after you got arrested and said that, Joe? Sure do. Great. Here's 50 grand. Ha ha. Can I get 25 grand into that? You betcha." It's law enforcement, people. They're corrupt, and they're far more corrupt than what you would believe. Oh, crap. I thought my chat stopped a long time ago. I was wrong.
Forgot to scroll down.
Greeno, go. Take this one.
What? The back bounty hunters?
I back bounty hunters.
You know what? I back bounty hunters too.
He does. He is one.
I back bounty hunters. Bam! Right there, Southern style. You know what? If we could, and people have asked me that question before. It's like, well, you're a bounty hunter. Why don't you go arrest the dude? Well, you can't just do that. Bounty hunters have to work for bail bonds companies. You can't just go out and snatch up every criminal there is. And if you could, Hell yeah, I would. I would try. Man, we'd get all tactical up, go kick this dude's door in and be like, bitch, get on the ground. You know?
You better get on the ground, man.
Go down the hill, man. You know? Like go strap him up to the bridge and drop him.
Hey, yeah, I am not, and I want to make that clear right out the bat. But let's talk about what may happen when the suspect is arrested. And he is in Carroll County Jail because he would have to be for a time to go to court. What will the community do? I mean, I can tell you right now that Carroll County does not have the testicles it had in 1869. Fact. Ain't nobody going to pull up in a car, a Jeep, or any other thing to get that guy. But they'll stand outside and let him know how they feel. We're really angry. But let's just say that there was some men that said, nah, we ain't having it. We ain't having this. And they went in, got him, and took him out to Monon High Bridge and dropped him for a loop, if you know where I'm at with that. Yeah. Picture taken. Well, so Amber Green
Wants me. Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay, so there we go. 12 cut says, if you're walking towards the south end of the bridge, did it go down the hill to the left or right? To the left.
Who is FSG?
Flannel shirt guy.
Oh, yeah. And again, that's what I was saying earlier. We are not asking him anything, nor would we. Law enforcement and himself said that, like, you know, they was like, they didn't even really want to turn the guy in. They didn't know who he was. They didn't know if they could find the guy. They thought he was local as law enforcement. So, yeah, they're not going to talk about that, nor would they, nor should they. And I would never ask them. And I wish that people would please get the F over FSG. He was a guy that seen the guy leaving and also gave the a part of the description to the FBI.
Yeah, and they won't comment on that. Anyway, if we took a picture of somebody and said, is this the dude you saw? They're not going to tell us because they're going to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Cops about that. Cops said, no, I can't talk about that. Could hinder the investigation. I can't tell you anything.
If you didn't get a middle finger.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, you know what? I'm tired of this, pal.
Kind of like Ron didn't write us back. We sent Logan pictures of Daniel Nations when it came up. Mailed it to him in prison. Hey, Ron,
Yeah.
dude, guess what? He didn't write back. We even was going to take a beer and pizza over there to him.
Yeah. We was making a video of it, man. We was all set and ready, and then he gave us the oh, come on, Ron.
Okay, there's the good one. Think he was willing to attack a male on the trail that day, or specifically a female/kids?
You know what? I kind of me on this, and I don't know. And that is a good question for this reason. In Evansdale, it was 2 young girls. In Delphi, it was 2 young girls. Now, I think that in each case, this is my thoughts. I don't know it to be true, but I think that one was his chosen victim and the other was collateral. You see where I'm at? Mm-hmm. Now, people had said, and again, this is what people have said, that we're kind of close to the case, but I don't know it to be true, that Libby, you know, he said it appeared personal, not as much with Abby. Now, Abby lived till the next morning. So what I want to point out for people that was thinking that there would have been blood in all this is that Abby lived to the next morning and she could not respond to the search party, which kind of like tells me that she had had some serious head trauma.
Mm-hmm. Now,
with that being the case of serious head trauma, you got a guy that I think had a handgun. I think that could have been like one of those to the head, maybe a couple. He assumed. You see where I'm at? But she was alive. So just kind of my thoughts to it.
Yeah. And no, Derrick wouldn't have seen the bridge guy because the flannel shirt guy passed the bridge guy. The flannel shirt guy was heading to the bridge. The bridge guy was leaving. They passed right there, just past the middle point where Derrick was arriving at. Okay, so the flannel shirt guy had already passed where Derrick would have came in and met him if Derrick would have arrived a little bit sooner. Okay, so flannel shirt guy passed him at 2:47. The suspect's leaving, heading back towards towards the Freedom Bridge area. Derrick didn't arrive till 3:15. Okay, so he's behind schedule on seeing the bridge guy. So they wouldn't have crossed paths. Now, if he'd have made it there 25 minutes earlier, he would have passed the dude.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If he had got there 25 minutes earlier, I think that, I mean, that would have been, because I'm not sure at the exact time that he spoke with Flannel Shirt Guy.
3:15 is what he said.
Okay. Well, I think that they were supposed to meet him there at 3, and they wasn't answering their phone prior to. Right. So if it was much earlier, you see where I'm at, then yes, if he was walking the trail. But when he arrived, I don't think he got out to walk the trail. He was there waiting.
Yeah.
And when they didn't answer and wasn't there on time is when he went out and started walking, seen Flannel Shirt Guy coming back from the railroad bridge, the Monon High Bridge, and asked him if he seen 2 young girls down there. But at that time, yes, at 3:15. So, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, if he would have arrived sooner, he could have come in contact with him, but he didn't. So, I mean, you could always say, what if? What if he did come in contact with the guy? What if he did? You know, what if Derrick was there and Derrick would happen to be on the trail and saw the bridge guy? What do you think would have happened? It's not like the guy would have been like, oh, yeah, I saw those 2 girls. He probably would have been like, no, I didn't see anything.
Well, he probably wouldn't ask him.
You know?
As he was a complete stranger. Hey, did you see 2 girls? You see where I'm at? But at about 3:15, even like when they're 15 minutes late, not answering their phone, then it looks more of an emergency. Like, hey, they were supposed to be here. They're not answering their phone. Did you see them down that way?
Right. I don't know how fit the bridge guy could possibly be. I mean, he doesn't look like a guy that's very athletic. And yeah, it was kind of difficult to run up and down those hills and stuff. It is very rough terrain in that area. He can tell you that. It's rough through that.
Derrick German. It's Libby's father.
Yeah, that's Libby's dad.
And do we know for sure that Libby lived till next day? The coroner report gives the morning of the 14th. So, yeah, that sounds pretty conclusive.
You know, the Flannel Shirt Guy said that he saw the bridge guy a little after 3:15, which around 2:47, close to 10 till. Okay, so the Flannel Shirt Guy was making his way to the bridge when he seen him, made it down to the bridge, and then on his way back is when he's saying that he had spoken with Derrick. So that's where he told us that he had passed him at. Okay, he passed him there. Okay, right there. Before on his way to the bridge, and the bridge guy was leaving.
The coroner report is sealed. However, the death date is the 14th, not the 13th. And if you assume that at the time of when the crime occurred, that it would be the 14th, that was about 10 hours. Actually, 9.5 hours prior to midnight that night. And her body was warm when they found her the next day at noon. I mean, her body still had some warmth to it, so they'd kind of put that it was like earlier before that. Not all that long before that.
Right.
Well, because if you could get the coroner's report, you would know the cause of death. That's how we know it's sealed. Yeah.
And plus, they had sealed that shortly afterwards. Remember, we made a video on that when they had sealed all those documents up.
Yeah.
And suddenly it all disappeared from my case. So because they had sealed it, they didn't want anybody to see that. But we do have that picture of everything. You know, still got that video.
Also, back to Flannel Shirt Guy for a second. When when Derrick was speaking to him at 15 after 3, they weren't answering their phone. Okay? It was not an emergency. I mean, I'm sure that he didn't feel that it was an emergency. But Flannel Shirt Guy had already seen the guy leaving. Now, it didn't come up like, hey, I seen a guy leaving that may have, like that. But it would have been one of those things that if it was brought out right away, they may have had a better trail on the suspect.
Right. And so, Gray, yeah, where it's right there. Okay, if you're walking from the Freedom Bridge, Gray, and you're coming up to that middle part where the girls are dropped off, just before you get to that part, that's right there. That's where he's saying he passed him at. Just before you get to that middle part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bridge guy was heading to the Freedom Bridge area. He was heading down. That's where he's saying it happened at. Okay. Did he know they would be at the trail that day, or did he just follow them there? Well, no, I don't think anybody knew they was going to be there because it was like a spur of the moment thing. Exactly. That's also where Derrick talked to the flannel shirt guy at 3:15, because the flannel shirt guy from that area, 247, he was at the middle part, walked down to the bridge, and then made his way back. That's when he encountered Derrick.
You know what? Listen, there is no name for flannel shirt guy. Okay? There ain't. I ain't handing it out. And you know why? It's because little dickheads like you would reach him. That's why. Leave the name alone. Gray, are you here to ask questions?
Anti-gravity. I don't know what you mean by anti-gravity.
That's the name, anti-gravity.
Oh.
I know. I questioned the same thing until I looked up and seen it.
Okay. Kat said it was personal, Libby, or was it personal?
No! Okay. No, I did not say that. What I said was, and you got to listen here, man. You really got to listen.
It said that. That's where the Erskine screenshot said.
Someone had said that, and I said that I don't put much on anything that anybody says unless I know it to be true. But I heard that. Okay. So that says to me that Libby may have been in a lot worse shape than what Abby was after the fact. Oh, we will. We will.
In due time.
Wait a minute. You know, why do I have to wait for you?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like everybody wants to know so that everybody can go, oh, I reached him. And he said that. No, you didn't. I've had people say that. I reached him and he said, it's like, man, you know what? Bam.
Just play the video.
Bye. Peace.
Just play the video. I mean, there it is.
No. George, it's all good. It's all good. I get really uptight. I really do. And I apologize. That's me.
Yeah,
well, yeah, law enforcement does.
Yeah, and that's it.
I mean, law enforcement does, but you got to understand that law enforcement don't want the cause of death released. And it's for this reason. If somebody came in to falsely confess and they knew the cause of death, they could go, oh, yeah, and I did this, this, and this. Okay, guess what, man? Well, this way, without releasing the cause of death, when they ask them about it, they will know whether the guy did it or not. Yes. Yes. Right in that area of time. Yes, Gray. Nobody knows that. No one knows about anything about the cause of death. That's why I just pointed out.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. Yes, Gray. What he just said. Sorry, I was reading it and I kind of was realizing that you was answering that. Yeah, that's where he said.
Well, he had walked back, is like what we assume here, on the north side of the creek, back to the 501. Now, when he got to the 501, he headed back out to Freedom Bridge, where his car was located to the right. Now, we know the approximate time right there that flannel shirt guy arrived right after Cheyenne and was walking to the railroad bridge, Monon High Bridge. So we know that he had crossed him. Well, he was the second person that seen him. He was the guy that Mike Patty discussed on the Dr. Phil show as having seen him when he was leaving.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And speaking of Cheyenne, dude, got that interview set up for the first week of October.
He can't kill himself. And I say that for this reason. Thomas Bruce can't kill himself. He's in isolation. You see that big beard he's got? That's because they don't trust him with the razor. You know, here's one reason why he hasn't wrote me back. I don't think he's allowed a writing utensil without supervision. I think that they're going like, yeah, dude, you're not Epstein in here. That ain't gonna play. You got a lot to go through on a lot of crime. Hey, thank you, man. Thanks. Yeah, I brought the same name out there. Yeah. Oh, I'm positive he is. I mean, like I say, if you look at the well, hell, man, let me just go gather that here real briefly. Because this is the sketch. Or I mean the sketch. This is the oh crap. Yeah, there it is. Hold on. Where do I go?
Minimize your
this.
Minimize that.
Oh yeah, do I see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, man, I forgot. Man, okay, what was the question?
Yeah, I don't remember. Something about Suicide Watch.
Oh yes, right. Now, if I go back over to here, Thomas Bruce, and I go down to where his court photos are, well, that isn't. And you really can't see it here because in the last one, he looked like David Letterman because it was so thick. But you can see right here where his facial hair is starting to get thick. Now, the last time he went, it was seriously bushy and out to here. They won't trust him with a razor.
Right.
And I don't think, I mean, because really in the letters that I had wrote, he would at least send me a letter back with the middle finger, minimally. You know, but I'm pretty sure that he would have scribed something down.
Right. Now,
you know what? She really was gray because at about 3 o'clock was his approximate time of arrival, maybe shortly before that when he was going to meet him because they wasn't answering the phone. And I think that the picture she took from the south side of the bridge was at something right before 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Like straight before 3 o'clock.
Okay, so I want to pull something up real quick in reference to what Gray was saying.
No, I don't think that Cheyenne was lying any. Yeah, 249.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't 349. It was 2.
No. And this is the reason I say that, Gray, is because, and I even talked to her, all right? She posted the pictures of the bridge after she left before the girls were considered missing, okay? And what she said is an hour before, all right, the time frame that she was there was from like 2:30 to 3 or something like that. A little bit after 3, I think. She took those pictures while she was there. She was there at 2:49. Okay. And she took those pictures and uploaded it just after she took the pictures on her way out of there. Okay. So she was leaving the area when it actually hit the upload thing. All right. But she was there at 2:49, and we're going to hear an interview with her coming up in the first week of October. Well,
okay, Gray, why would she say I was there at right before 3 and I didn't see her hear anything? Was she lying? I mean, did you come on here to say she was lying? I mean, seriously, do you come on the channel just to be a dick? If you do, let me know. I can have you removed immediately.
Yeah, she said, okay, and I talked to her. I just talked to her recently. She was there around 3. She even said that same comment because I specifically asked that and told her I was going to ask that in the interview. What time were you there? And she said, well, I was there before 3 because I wouldn't have said around 3 if I was there around 4. I would have said, if it was 10 till 4, I would have said I was there around 4. That's her. It don't matter if you have the screenshots, dude. I talked to the girl.
He also was talking about a test that said like where the girls were at, and I kind of called BS on that. But he likes to show up to be a douchebag, so there it is. And if that is your cause, just stay with it, dude. Just stay on top of it, man. Just be that douchebag. Because people are trolls. It is human nature for people to be trolls. Gray, wouldn't you agree, Gray? Wouldn't you be on that side, Gray? No, she does, as do I. Like I said, Just stay at it. You'll be history.
Is Cheyenne?
I mean, hey, I don't care if you come on here to give it any kind of like, hey, I got this. I want you to see it. Fantastic. But you know what? When you come on here just to be a dick, guess what? That kind of pisses the cat off a touch.
Yeah. And you know what? I can read screenshots from people all day long, but when you talk to these people and they start explaining things and you can ask these questions to them in person and stuff or on the phone, they start giving you the answers and you're like, okay, makes sense now. Because what you wrote seemed kind of off, you know, or it confused me because then you wrote this and they turn around and they say, okay,
yeah, I do know.
Let me stop right there and say, okay, I wrote that meaning this, but people took it in the wrong context. Okay. Also, there's typos that have been said. She says, okay, I made typos in some things and I didn't mean it to say the way it was said, but I was in a hurry because I was pissed. And when I posted it there, I didn't realize that some of the shit in there was wrong, you know, on how it was worded, but it came across different than what she's saying. And we'll hear from her in that. But I've only got about 5 minutes left, dude, and I have to roll. I have to go somewhere. Okay.
Who?
I do. I have to roll out of here in 5 minutes. But I mean, you keep doing what you're doing.
Well, you know, that makes it sound really easy. Well, they have DNA, so why are they worried? Well, here's the thing: you never like do that. I mean, and I can't really think of one where the law enforcement came out and said, "Here's how the entire murder happened, step by step how it happened," because they don't. They don't want the public to know that. It doesn't matter. They go, "Well, we got DNA, so we're going to release all the information so that everybody can know how 2 young girls died." Guess what? Not going to happen. And it's a morbid curiosity to sit and worry about that because I do not.
Yeah.
Okay. He told you to do that. Give him the boot.
I think she did.
Good. And you know, when I assumed that would happen when I seen his name, I'm just like, oh man, that dick's here. Why has he come to be a dick?
Yeah.
I mean, does he have a channel to go be a dick at? Of course he does. They call it the Dick Channel.
The Dick Channel.
It is, man. It's the Great Dick Channel.
You know, it's like, why?
Yeah, there is. Yes, there is reason to get angry at him. You don't understand, Patricia. Man, maybe you go watch his channel and you believe all this and that. No, I got tests and whoa, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I'm on the side of this guy. Don't know crap.
Yeah, and you know what?
When he comes on here speaking like that to me and shit like that, no, screw you. You know what? You're freaking out here, pal.
Yeah, and this is what it is, because I don't care what anybody screenshots said. I talked to the girl. Okay? Talked to her. And she explained some things. So I don't care what anybody says. I have a screenshot or this, you know, it's this. I've talked to her. I know what she said to me. That's how it is. And no one can change my mind on that. And when people say that, no, I seen this and seen this and seen this. Well, you know what? I don't care what you've seen. It's what she said to me is what's important to me. That's really all it boils down to. Okay. But that's that. So let's get off of that topic.
You know what, Monica? I don't know. And I mean, I'll put it to you like this in a way. If you look at Elizabeth and Lyric in Iowa, well, one was his selected target, the other one wasn't. I feel. And I think that the same applied here. Now, I don't know why he would like be attracted to any victim that was a young girl. But I think that one of them was, and I don't know what his particulars are there. And I can't really state that both of them wasn't, because how weird would it be? Well, no, it really isn't. I mean, in a way, it really isn't weird. Because when you're looking at girls that age, they don't travel alone. They have a parent or a friend with them. You know, they're never just out on a hiking trail by themselves. So they're really always going to have someone with them. And that might be the reason why it was 2 young girls in both cases.
Right. Right. So, all right, man. Hey, I have to roll out of here. So I'll just remove myself from the thing.
All right. Hey, man, it was nice having you. Do you want to say anything before you leave?
Just want to say subscribe to WKAT if you're not already, because I know this is Michael Katz's channel. WKAT is where we make the videos together. And even though we're still making videos together anyway. And then go over to True Crime Investigates, subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and share it to all your social media friends.
Which are?
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever the hell you're watching from. I'm Anthony Greeno. Keep it Southern style, y'all.
There it is.
Peace out, dude.
All right, man. Nice having you, bro.
All right, man. See you later.
All right. I will kind of wrap this up over the next couple minutes. If anybody's got any end questions, go ahead and throw them out there. Captain, how do you miss the whole show? Literally the whole show. Like everywhere, every bit of it. We got back, I mean, after the last one, when we started it, it seemed that I had changed the title to "This Isn't the Live Show. You need to go to my channel and pick up on the live." And that was the name of the video that I was doing. So nobody showed up to it. Then I'm all like, oh, crap. When you change it here, it changes everything. Oh, no. So... Oh, that's so sweet, Alaska. It really is. Great show. Thank you very much. You know, and again, this was what the show was supposed to be right here. I had like 4 pages of points to be covered with pictures, with video, with everything in hand. This is why it was called My Final Stance. That went awry, but it went awry because I had mistitled it, and the videos that I had in the picture thing would not play. It just showed a picture of the video rather than playing the video itself. Oh, crap. Okay, hang on. See, I can't see without these. Yeah, no problem. God damn it. Hang on. Dude, I'm going to beat some ass. What the hell are you doing? Now quit. Look. This is easy, man. Just lay the fuck down. It's not hard. Yeah, ain't hard at all. There you go. Lay down. Call the couch again. It's gonna be your backside. God, puppies, people. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I love them. But, geez. Nah, you ain't hungry. Okay, so no questions? Man, there was all kinds of questions. There was question after question after question. Boom, none. Okay. You know why? It's because Gray's got a big channel, and people that have a big channel, people trust, like, they must know something. But again, it's how you run your channel. Me, I get very upset. I get very angry. I get very angry really fast, and I'll boot somebody in a minute. You know what? If my grandma was on here and she gave me, bye, Granny. You're gone, man. You ain't coming back, Mom. You see. They have, though, Barbara. Barbara, they have matched his DNA. And this is what I cover. And this is in one of my points right here. Right here. And I know people don't want to rehear this again, probably. However, it goes like this, man. When he was arrested in St. Louis, they immediately got a hold of Carroll County because he was dressed like Bridge Guy. So I'm like, well, how would they know he was dressed like Bridge Guy? Had they ever even heard of this case? I mean, every cop down there is like knew all about it. No, I think that what happened was his fingerprints after they took him came back as the unknowns from Delphi, which were already sent to the database. Now, when that came back then they started looking into him and they're like, the clothes he was wearing matches this guy's. and put all those pieces together, gave Carroll County a call. Okay, man, we might have your guy down here. He was dressed like Bridge Guy, looks like your sketch, had never broken the law before. So that being the case, they kind of knew. They sent the mugshot, but they can't talk to him, Barbara. Law enforcement cannot go down to St. Louis and talk to him because he is in a different state on a different crime, and his public defender will stop him at the door and say, no, you're not talking to him about that case. You will have to wait till this case is over and extradite him if you like, but you're not going to come into this jail and talk about that case with him while he's in court on this. I represent him, and you're not doing it because that's how law works. No, not in movies, not in television shows, not like that. No. Well, there they can do anything they want. But in real life, they want to talk to the guy. They want to get his story. They want to get a confession. They want to get everything that they can from that guy before they go, we're filing double murder charges on DNA. Well, what did he say? It don't matter. Well, what do you know? Well, we'll tell you everything we know about our investigation right now so that he knows about it. That won't happen. And that's why. Yeah, they got a DNA match. The FBI told him that. Yeah. He took the mugshots to the two guys see him. Is this guy you seen it? Absolutely. Absolutely, that's him. And that's why. And I do get tired of answering that 5 times per show. I swear I do. I really do. No offense, but I really get tired of it. No, I don't even know who he is. I don't know who Kylie Keener is. No idea. No. Don't be, Barb. I'm just saying. I mean, but I really do. I mean, like you don't understand. And it's like when I get that question so many times, it's just like, man, is this the first time anybody's ever viewed my channel? I mean, like in every app, I mean, every live, here I am, I'm explaining it like 2 minutes later. Hey, well, then how's this? Well, then why is that? Look, man, bazillion time. Yeah, well, and I understand because I had never seen Barbara Gordon before, but look, man, I'm easily upset. I can't help it. I mean, you can ask Wuff. Man, somebody's outside making noise, man. I'm in here like yelling, man, like, hey, don't you think I'm in here trying to like enjoy life? You have a nice evening, Lily. And I'm going to wrap this up at 15 after 10 minutes. I don't know what the police are saying locally. The last thing that the police had said was at the Delphi briefing, and that was to hand over the word guys into the down the hill and to show the video and to give a new sketch, which again, man, we'd kind of covered earlier. I think that they made a generic sketch. It wasn't really to look like TV at all, like the first one did. It didn't have a hat on, and neither of the two people that seen him without a hat on. It's like, well, where do you come up with this, and where are you giving them old information? You know, it's simple. 46,000 people have phoned in a tip. The population of all of Carroll County, man, woman, and child, is 20,000. That means twice the population of Carroll County called someone in. Twice the population of Carroll County. But they stand on the fact, oh, he lives, or worked in the area. No, he didn't. Because if he did, he would have been arrested almost immediately. Somebody would have said, hey, that's Frank Woo-Whoop-De-Woo or Charlie Wah-Wah-Wah. Because they would know. They would see him. Yeah, that's him. There's these other. Yeah, that's him. No doubt. Hello, law enforcement. Yeah, I know who your guy is. It would have been that quick. He isn't from there. And currently he is sitting in a St. Louis jail. Well, This isn't WKT, actually. This should be my channel. I hope. But yeah, you know what? Me and Greeno was, but it was some twat that was on Facebook that didn't like a video we did. And that's what they go. They seen the hat and go, yeah, I know exactly who did it. You know what? If you could reach through YouTube, if you just reach out there and grab somebody, man, you know, put that on their neck, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd get charges for that, though. I'm sure I would. They say, like, okay, man, is that your real name? Yeah, it is. Okay, did you reach through YouTube and strangle this guy? Yeah, I kind of did. He had it coming. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, cool. No, all my lives are here, Andy. This is where I do my lives at. Oh, yeah, positive. No, look, yeah, I have wrote over, it may be 7, it's 6 or 7 letters to TV. Thick letters, man. The kind I thought, man, I hope double postage works. I sent him the goods on everything that I knew. Everything. Months ago, man. I sent him the whole word. This is all I know. Okay. And law enforcement knows more than I do, Mr. Bruce. Have a good day. Because, yeah, he knows they're onto him. He knows he left his DNA. I'm sure he wasn't concerned about fingerprints. He was a little drunk, I definitely assume. So, yeah, he knows that they got it. The car, the vehicle, his wife, so on, everything. It's there. There is no way out for him. If they go in there to talk to him concerning the murders, he will confess because he knows there is no way out. You know, it really hasn't been in late, Peter. Because, I mean, like after the briefing, what more could they say? You know, they had said, you know, like gave their little on it about how they feel he was like from there and all this and that with the new sketch. It didn't make no sense. And I did not go to the briefing. But I didn't go to the briefing on purpose because I knew that they wasn't given a suspect because they had I knew they didn't go down and talk to the guy. So I knew it wasn't concerning a suspect that they got. So I stayed here, you know, because otherwise I just would have been seeing it live, and I was still watching it live on television down the road. I don't own a television, nor would I. But I went down to my friends here, watched it, and then I got back up here and did a live show afterwards. And I was pretty upset, but again, it was after a few days of thought on it. I'm like, yeah, what it amounted to the Delphi briefing is that they ended the investigation. You know, they put an end to it. That way, if anybody called on the new direction, that's what it's called. And whenever they name something, that's federal. It's federal. And it was probably the FBI's idea. Well, this is what you do. You know, say the new direction, give a little evidence. Blah, blah, blah. Well, they knew when they put out the video that, yeah, you can't tell that's him. You can't tell that's him at all. You definitely cannot tell who that is. This new sketch, this will make him think it's somebody younger that's from here. Well, what happens after the case is over? You know, Greeno's like, man, everybody's going to be upset. Everybody's going to question that. Everybody. And I'm like, no, they ain't. Because when they come out and say, look, we got the guy, double murder charges on him. Well, why didn't you tell us that at the briefing? We didn't get to go down and talk to him. So he wasn't investigated. We didn't know at that time. We was giving you the information that we had. Oh, I see. You got him though, right? Yeah, we got him. Great. And that's the end of it. That's it. Everybody acts like they're going to come out and be angry at the time. No, people will be doing backflips because the guy's arrested. There it is. It's nice seeing you, Mama Bear, and thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Also, the suspect's eyes weren't blue. Now, not everybody's eyes are blue. And in fact, it's probably a little less common to have blue eyes than it is to have darker eyes. But, and I got it right here. Let me go find that real quick. I thought I had it right here. Oh, that's the wrong one. My bad. Hang on. Nope. That's the profile. Oh, man, that's where it was. Okay, this right here is regarding the first sketch. This is what was said after the release of the first sketch. It shows a little more facial features. It gives you a little more information on what we're looking at, who the suspect might be, and that's why we feel it's very important that this picture is out there at this time. Police say it's very important for the public to focus on the facial features. On the facial features. Well, 3.5 months that it took the FBI to get that sketch put out there from the two people that seen him. Concentrate on the facial features. They both must have said, yeah, that looks a lot like the guy that I saw. Now, they turned right back around and changed that to a younger looking guy. Man, where is that? You know what? I got it. Oh, wait. No, that is in there. Oh, wait. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. So, anyway, he does not have blue eyes. Thank you very much, Dave Thomas, for being here. I'm a big fan. Oh, really? You know what? When I was like about 19, I was seeing a girl that had one green eye and one blue eye. It was very, you know, I never noticed until she told me. And then it would just be all the time. I'd be like, kind of looking at her eyes, you know, just a little odd. No, they didn't. No. You are wrong, La One. They did not do it from the video. And I can tell you why, because that video, you can't see crap. You can't see anything. They would have been guessing. I don't know. Give him a nose that looks like this. You know, I don't know about the eyes. What are you going to do with the eyes? We'll make him look like. No. It was because two people had seen him. That's who gave the information. And in fact, it was stated by law enforcement at the time. Wait, what? Mod? If you don't mind sending me a picture, I would really like to see that. I would really like to see that, man. One blue eye and one brown eye. That is definitely different. Definitely. All right, everybody. It is 15 after. I appreciate everybody viewing my video. I will be back because I still got my final stance video that took me 3 days I worked on and got here and could not do it. Could not pull it up. But the next time I will have practice at this and it will turn out fantastic. Appreciate everybody viewing, and I will catch you in my next video, probably next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll see you guys then, man. Peace.